So we're breaking it down like we do every day, and we find out, lo and behold, although Dominion voting systems were not used in the majority of the state of Arizona, it turns out in the most highly contested county, with these crazy spiked vote tallies that came in late at night and early in the morning while the polls were closed, turns out Maricopa County was this little diamond in the rough in Arizona, because for some reason, while the whole entire state went with ES&S and their ballot machines and vote counting software, Maricopa County decided to buck that trend. Not go with the rest of the state and go in the direction of Dominion. And Dominion is being questioned in a lot of places right now. A real subject matter expert on technology and databases and digital fingerprints testified at the hearing yesterday. And he said quite clearly, under oath, that there are a lot of things wrong with Arizona, in particular, Maricopa County.
Count is inaccurate, the one that presently exists. Is that right?
I believe that unless the questions that I raise get answered, you can't be confident of what the vote count actually is, and no one can.
But the present one is very questionable.
It is extremely questionable.
Not subject to a declaration under perjury that it's true and correct.
I
Would
agree.
you sign a declaration that it was true and correct in a statement to the federal government?
I absolutely would not. I would probably go. I would put myself at risk of going to prison.
And if I were your lawyer, I would tell you not to do it.
Would you sign a statement that says this election is true and correct? That's Rudy shouting out to all the Republican lawmakers in the state of Arizona and Michigan and Pennsylvania and Georgia. Are you going to sign your name that this election was free and fair under penalty of perjury and otherwise? I don't think so. And then you say, well, it's only a small amount, JT. They found 400 here, 2,200 there. Not consequential. Not enough to change the vote. Think again.
And I'm very confident that we get very close to that number when we take the residency issues and then apply it to the other counties for which we weren't able to obtain data. The second level of confidence is where you take a number of projection. We go back out to low activity analysis and NCO analysis, which I'm not going to get in the weeds, but these are basically people telling us that they had votes, that they didn't cast votes, they were cast their name. If you're comfortable projecting these numbers to the population that we were trying to reach via phone that we just couldn't, I think then you reach another level of certainty that you're able to bridge that gap. So I think that I have a high degree of confidence that the number of ballots that were cast that should not have been cast, illegal ballots, surpasses the margin of victory as it stands right now.
So, you know, as the mainstream media keeps telling you that there's no evidence of voter fraud, it's not widespread, it's not significant, it's not systemic, it's not consequential, it can't change the result of the election. But no. In fact, it can change the result of the election. And in my view, it will change the result of the election, because when there's this much chicanery going on, there's a whole can of worms open on the table, and you can't put the worms back in the can. Just like you can't put the milk back in the bottle or the toothpaste back into the tube and all those other little analogies. What's happening here is a fight for freedom, and some brave legislators in a few states have to attack a concentrated attempt in 5 targeted states to pull a coup off and have Donald Trump be unseated as president. So we'll keep bringing you up to speed. We'll take a quick break right here. We're going to take a look overseas where Donald Trump continues to kill it with Middle East peace, pulling troops back from Afghanistan. All things liberals are supposed to love. We'll talk about that right after this with Matthew R.J. Brodsky.